We have to film this quick because we are burning daylight. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be doing a surprise book haul. So first things first, you guys are thinking, wow, Funko Pops. Yes, I finally took my Funko Pops out of hibernation. They're finally up here. There's more down there. Obviously my favorite ones are right here with my Holy Grail shelf, and then yes, I have a lot. I have more coming. I know. And it's also my very first sit down video. So surprise book haul. I was cleaning my room and I found this Target bag and I thought, wait, what's in here? And when I looked in there, I realized that these were the books that I had bought when things were barely opening up, like when before basically everyone in the world again. And everyone was going to their Barnes & Nobles, your local indie stores. I went to my used bookstore with my friends and then Target, and we went crazy. I totally forgot about these books. I just put them underneath my desk, and then when I started cleaning, I was like, oh my god, I have like a whole stack of books. I will be doing that, plus books that I ordered, and then some other books I need to take out from here. Shoot, I should have done that before. So the first book, let's go here. So the first book is Leanne Moriarty, 9 Perfect Strangers. So I love her Big Little Lies, or their Big Little Lies book. I love that it's kind of like a lighthearted mystery, so to say, and I love the show on HBO. I highly recommend the show if you haven't watched it. There's 2 seasons, and yes, they did that whole expand beyond the book, but it works. It works. I was meaning to get this just because I figured that I wanted to read their backlist. I was going to get this, but then I thought, you know what, let me check out my used bookstore first, and then the world shut down, so I didn't get a chance to. And then I went finally, and I saw it for $5. I was like, oh my god, thank god I got it here and not for like $13-14 in Target or Barnes & Nobles. So this is basically a thriller / mystery where it's set in this hotel spa resort, and we have our 9 Perfect Strangers. And I don't know what the big mystery is, but I know something happens. And so this is kind of a secluded mystery, and I like those. I just read, also we need to finish this video quickly because I'm in the middle of the reading rush and I am very behind. For the reading rush, I just finished reading The Guest List, and I love secluded mystery / thrillers just because I think the stakes are so much higher. This one is kind of a secluded one because we have 9 Perfect Strangers and we have them in this hotel / spa / resort, and we have to figure out what's happening in this mystery. So I'm excited just because I haven't read any of her other books. I've only read Big Little Lies, so hopefully she becomes a favorite mystery / thriller author for me, but we shall see. Okay, so then I got Emma in the Night. This one is by Wendy Walker for $5. This one's book of the month. I really like the fact that when I go to the used bookstore, I see a lot of book of the month books. I got my 7, I think, like I said, I got my 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo for like $4 or $5 book of the month edition. Thank god. Anyway, so this is another mystery / thriller. So we have our 2 sisters, Cass and Emma. Cass is our 15-year-old and Emma's our 17-year-old. One night they disappear. All that's found is their car by the beach. And then I think a year later, Cass comes back. A year or 2 years later, 3 years later, Cass comes back, and she doesn't really know what happened. Like, she can't really talk about what happened while they were gone. They just know that Emma is like basically dead, I think. And so they hire this psychologist to help her with her memories, see what she remembers with her sister, if she needs help herself, if she was abused, if she was tortured, if she was like, you know. She starts spinning this tale of like abuse and kidnap, and this is what happened to my sister, and this is what happened to me. And the psychologist realizes that things are not adding up, and so she kind of delves deeper into this family and Cass and her 3 years of, you know, disappearance, and we have to see like what's happening. So I read it, the synopsis, and I thought, okay, worth a try for $5. Okay. And then I got A Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin. This is book 4 or 5 of Game of Thrones. So obviously I love Game of Thrones. Jon Snow is somewhere up there. I love Game of Thrones. I love Daenerys Targaryen. My one true queen. She is everything to me. I love her. We do not talk about the last episode. And so I think a couple of years ago, I started reading the first book when I was in my 2nd or 3rd rewatch of the show. And I did not get through the first one. I think I got like halfway through the first one and I gave up. And then last year, I I said, you know what, I'm going to try. So I got through the first one and I was like, wow. So that's when I ordered the second and the third one, and I got halfway through the second one before I stopped. These are fantasy. These are adult fantasy. They're really, really good. They're, especially if you're fans of the show, they're really interesting. And because there's a lot of stuff in the show that's not in this. I want to do a whole video comparing the show and the book series, but it is it's a long journey to get from page 1 to the final, you know, page. So I want to dedicate like an entire month, because I think it's going to take me a month, because the last book is not finished yet. He keeps on putting it off. He said it's going to be this year, and then next year, then 2 years from now, and 3 years from now. So we only have, I think, like 5 or 6 books out. I'm not really sure how long the series is. So I kind of want to just dedicate a chunk of my time to this, and we'll see. So that's why I got it. And then I have the smaller versions, and so when I saw that they had the big versions, I honestly got this one. I got the big version just because maybe it'll help me finish these books, hopefully. This one, I had another one. Those were the books, or maybe I put it away. Oh, no, I think that was it. Okay, so those were the books that I got from my used bookstore, and then I got these from Target. So Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris is a very mystery thriller heavy. So Behind Closed Doors is basically a mystery slash thriller of this couple, Jack and Grace. So seemingly on the surface level, they're perfect. They're in love, they're happy, they're rich, they're just infatuated with each other. But when you start paying attention to the close little details of their marriage, you realize, wait a minute, why is Grace so scared of Jack? Why does Grace have to ask Jack before she does anything? Why are there bars on their windows? So I think it's told in Grace's point of view, which is really interesting. I'm excited to read this, but I'm pretty sure, no, not this one. So I've had this on my TBR list for so long. For so long that I recommend this to people, even though I've never read it before, just because I think it's probably like my first or second one on my Goodreads shelf. Like, that's how long I've had it, and I've never picked it up. And then I think it was on sale in Target, so I was like, you know what, let's do it. So then I have this one, An Unwanted Guest by Sherry LaPena. This is the one I was saying, because I read The Couple Next Door, like the first chapter in Target. Sue me, whatever. And I'm glad I did, though, because I read the first couple of pages and I was like, oh no, it was not good. It was not good. And so I really hope that this one's better, just because I think the Goodreads rating is better on this one. So this is basically another kind of secluded no way out situation. We have these people in this ski lodge, I think, or an inn, and there's a blizzard outside and no one can get out. No one can try to go home. No one can try to get for food, for help. And so this is kind of I think there's like a body that's found or something. Yeah, 2 guests turn up. One guest turns up dead, and then when the second one dies, the others start to panic. Again, I love when they're secluded, when they're like by themselves, just because I feel like the stakes are higher. You're like, oh my God, they can all die. They can literally all die and no one can help them. Literally a horror movie. Okay, let's get through this one and then I'll get through the other ones. Okay, so I got my favorite book of all time. Yes, I am proclaiming it here. This is my favorite book of all time. This is my favorite author of all time. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Oh my God, this book made me have an existential crisis. It made me also find the meaning of life. I didn't find who I am as a person. Reading this, so I have my actual like OG copy annotated, literally, and this is the first book I've ever annotated to the hell of it, where you literally are reading my words instead of his words. But my friend has it. I let her borrow it, so but look at how pretty this one. So this one's kind of like a soft leather back, and it has like its own little bookmark. I love this so much. I don't even want to, I don't even explain it. It's literally just like a work of art. It's a work of art. It's a work of fiction. Like, it is so good. It basically has our main character, Dorian Gray, and I can't say, like, you just have to experience this, please. And if you don't like classic, just pick this one up. Oscar Wilde is a freaking mastermind. He has the mind of a mastermind.
See, I'm telling you, I have the mind of a I have the mind of a mastermind. What's that? I don't know, but I'm so creative like that.
He is so freaking talented, and I've told everyone this. You know how like the ancient, if you could go back in time, what would you do? I would go back and meet him. I want to just pick his brain, have an actual conversation with him, because I feel like I would become a better person. Oh my God, I love Oscar Wilde. I love Oscar Wilde so much, and I love this book so much. I love this book so much. This is my favorite book of all time. It will be my favorite book of all time. Yes, beating Blue Lily Blue. Yes, beating All for the Game. Yes, beating The Wicked King. Yes, beating The Dragon Republic. This is my favorite book of all time, and this is my favorite author of all time. There's not much more I can say. Pick it up if you have. Read it. Even don't even read it. Hit me up for an EPUB. My Twitter's on there. I will find you an EPUB to read it. Just you need to experience this. You need to experience this. And then I got Leon the Offbeats by Becky Albertalli. This is the sequel to Simon and the Homo Sapien Agenda. It basically stars Leia from the first book, and she has her own kind of love story now with, I really don't want to spoil it just because I spoiled it for myself and I was kind of mad about it. So she has a new love interest in this one. It's not really who you expect, and we see more of Simon and Bram, which of course is cute. It's another coming of age story. Like I said, I know what happened because I love spoilers, but I never actually read it, and I really like the first one. I loved the movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. And she came out with the other one with another, like, I think like email sort of novel, Love Creekwood. So I really want to read this just because I want to read more about Simon and Bram, and as if I don't know who she ends up with, and see who she ends up with. And then I really didn't prepare for this because I got the book 3 of the Nevernight Chronicles. Yes, I have book 1. I haven't read it. I don't even think I have book 2. Like I said, and I told you guys this many times before, I buy books even though I haven't read the first book of the series. Sue me. This one is a fantasy. I can't even read this because it's gonna be spoilers. This is a fantasy by J. Kristoff. Don't really know what it's about. I just know that people have this in their transition from YA fantasy to adult fantasy. J. Kristoff also wrote the Illuminae files, if I'm correct. When I like previous authors' works, I tend to like their other works. That's just me as a person. So I mean, I hope I like this. Again, I don't really know what it's about just because the first book is all the way down there. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got this one. And then I got book 3 of The Ember and the Ashes. This is The Reaper in the Gate. The Ember and the Ashes, I talked about it. It stars Elias and Leia, I want to say. Hopefully. It's the one where the brother is held captive, and so the girl has to infiltrate the military / government because the rebels say that they will like do this rescue mission on the brother if she gives them what they need. And then that's when she falls in love with Elias, who is kind of is in the military academy that she's infiltrating, and he's like dedicated to the government, but then he's like, wait a minute, I don't know if I want to be dedicated to the government. And then they fall in love. Really excited to read this one just because everyone's obsessed with this series and I need to read it like ASAP. Everyone says this is the book, this is the series that you need to start. So I now have 3 books that are out, so I literally have no excuse. Then I got Ghost of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare. No, I'm not happy because of Cassandra Clare. I'm happy because of Jem. We see more of Jem and Tessa. And we see more of Jem. And we see more of James Carstairs. That's all you need to know. This is just short stories about Jem. That's all you need to know. Jem is coming back to me. Yes, I haven't finished the Infernal Devices series. And yes, I'm in love with Jem Carstairs. So then I got book 2 of the Caraval series. And I don't really know what this is about. I just think that it's like, from what I remember, these 2 sisters get this once in a lifetime opportunity to go participate in this Caraval game or something. I don't know. I just know that a lot of people have opinions about the relationships in this one. That one I do know. I see it all the time on my timeline. Kind of mad that I got this. No, I'm kind of mad that I got the first book in paperback because I got this in hardcover. So I guess now I have to get all of them, right? And again, I haven't started the first one, but I got the second book already because I think I'll like it just because so many people like this book. So yeah, excited. Okay, now my other ones. I got 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. I truly did not know this was a Black female author. Oh my god. I don't really know what this is about. I think it's like a post-apocalyptic fantasy world. I know a lot of people love it. So I'm excited to start this. I will probably most 90% sure get the rest of the books. So yeah, I'm trying to get more into fantasy and more into mystery / thriller. Too much romance for me. Too much romance. My heart is done. I can't. I need to read about people dying, people killing each other. And then I got The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. As you guys know, I'm in love with TJ Klune now. He is one of my favorite authors. I highly recommend this just because I read this for the reading rush. It's really cute. We have this world where there are magical creatures. Linus is a caseworker for kids who are magical creatures. He makes sure that these orphanages that they're housed in is up to scale, that they're not being abused, that they're not being like ridiculed, blah blah blah. And then he goes to this house in the Cerulean Sea to meet this extraordinary kind of classified level 4 family. And this orphanage is run by Arthur. And so Linus and Arthur get close. Linus realizes that, hey, maybe my life is not as happy as I thought it was, and I don't know, stuff happens. I just know that this was a 5-star read for me. Highly recommend. Then I got, finally came in, I got The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. Of course, I mean, as if I wasn't gonna get it. Look at how freaking cool this is. It's like doodled on. Kind of reminds me of The Dark Knight. You know how The Dark Knight is doodled on, the DVD cover by the Joker. The Extraordinaries, as you guys know, I ranted about it for like 10 minutes. So good. So we have our main character, Nick Bell, one of the best main characters, one of the best narrators ever. He is funny, he's smart, he has ADHD, and he kind of is in love with this extraordinary called Shadow Stars. Lives in this city called Nova City, where extraordinary / superheroes are out and about. They are solving crimes, they are helping people, and he's in love with one of them. And then he realized that he wants to become an extraordinary. So he does that. Oh, this book. Please just go buy it. Finally, last one. I got the hardcover version of Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Aliris Sayens. This book. It's so funny because when I went to Amazon to see when I bought this book, I bought this on the same day that I bought the Foxhill Court and the Raven Boys. Isn't that so funny? So the Aristotle and Dante is kind of this coming of age, a kind of, I don't want to say it's romance, but it's a coming of age of these two boys, Aristotle and Dante, and literally they're just discovering the secrets of the universe. They're discovering what it means to grow up, what it means to be a better friend, what it means to be a better son, what it means to be a better person. And you know how it feels when you listen to a Lorde song. You know how it feels when you watch a coming of age movie like Lady Bird or Booksmart. This is that feeling. You literally feel like you want to go through something. You read this and you're like, oh my god, like I want to experience this. Like I want to experience more. You read this and you're like, I want to live in a cottage surrounded by fields of sunflowers and wildflowers and daisies, and I want to go through something. I want to go through this life-changing, life-altering, mind-bending thing. This is that book. It's so good that we have a sequel coming out and a movie coming out, and I highly recommend it. I have this book already, but I had to get it in hardcover just because I'm trying to get all of my favorite books in hardcover. The Foxhill Court doesn't have hardcover editions. We don't talk about that. Okay, that's all my books. So yes, so I kind of sped through it just because you probably could tell that the sun is coming down. So let me know if you pick up any of these books, and let me know for more books. I'm trying to look through more fantasy / mystery / thriller books just because I start law school soon. So I'm trying to get through all these books on my TBR list, but I'm always buying more. So tell me your recommendations. Okay, that's it for me. Stay safe and go read your favorite book for me. Bye.